Hi, guys. Before we get started here, I just would be a little remiss if I didn't say a brief thing about Gilbert Gottfried, who was a favorite of mine as an actor growing up, watching movies like Problem Child and, of course, Aladdin, played Iago in Aladdin. So I just wanted to briefly talk about him real quick. I didn't want to go too deep into it because it's not really a wrestling topic, and it is Talk Wrestling after all on Jeff Meacham Network and our affiliates. So I will simply post this in tribute to Gilbert, and we'll get underway. Godspeed, Gilbert Gottfried. And we are back live on Talk Wrestling with Jeff Meacham, of course, on the Jeff Meacham Network, on NoDQ.com, on the Greg Cherry brand and Costume Studios. Thank you all for joining me as we try to do every Tuesday night right around this time. Forgive the fuzzy up there in the corner. I'm still working on the technology. You have to forgive me, kids. Anyway, again, I'm going to throw that up there right now in the ticker. Again, we are running a promotion here on the Jeff Meacham Network side of things. If you do super chat tonight, and again, we will take super chats throughout the show, and we'll do our Ask Meach Anything as we do at the end of every show. But if you throw a super chat at me, you'll definitely throw me off the lecture. And if we get $200 in super chats and donations by the end of April 30th, going into May 1st, you will see the Jeff Meacham Network team of myself, Noah Foster, James Hebert, and the Renegade JJ Williams on a watch along of WrestleMania Backlash 1 week after that, May 8th. So keep those super chats coming, kids, and we'll definitely get your questions up there throughout the show. If not, we'll do it at the end as we always do. Okay, so let's get into what's been going on in the world of the wrestling. We saw on Monday night. Oh, but before we do anything else, I did want to throw this up there because I did show this off to my audience and the Costa audience last night. But our buddy James Hebert, who has been an awesome co-play-by-play and color analyst guy over on our watch-alongs here the last year or so, I promised him last night on Ask the Dads that I would literally serve him something that we as pro wrestling fans, non-sports entertainment fans, whatever you want to call ourselves, anti-WWE folks. I know there's a lot of people on this channel, NoDQ channel, that do enjoy the sports entertainment, but I figure what the hell. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is, Vince McMahon's head on a silver platter. There you go. That is courtesy of the Build-A-Figure set that is currently coming in on my son's birthday presents. And here's what we have so far. We literally have the torso and the rest of the body, but no legs. Vince doesn't have a leg to stand on. He must have tore his quads again. But that's where that's at. So there you go. Vince McMahon's head on a platter for everybody to enjoy as we go along here. Now, last night on Monday Night Raw, of course, we had the in-ring return of Cody Rhodes. He took on The Miz after doing Miz TV to start the show. Kind of a slow Raw. Again, it's one of those, we get that big Raw after Mania feel, and it was a decent outing at best last week. And then, it just dragged last night. And I try very hard to not harp on the E so much. And I mean Big E, because Big E's awesome, and I hope he recovers soon. But just a long 3 hours. I know people tend to do like I was doing and watch the Hulu brand on Tuesday mornings at an hour and a half, which is way easier to digest. But in any event, we had that develop. We had the Usos officially show up and try to procure the Raw Tag Team titles from RK Bro. We had a match with RK Bro watching a ringside between the Usos and the Street Profits, and now somewhere down the line we'll have the Usos and the Street Profits. Actually, they had a match outside the Usos and RK Bro to unify the WWE Tag Team Championships into one entity, as they've done the Universal Championship, and as they're apparently going to do down the line with the other titles. But we did get 2 matches announced over the weekend and last night for coming up at Backlash, which again, get the super chats in, and we will cover this for you on the Jeff Meacham Network. We've got the rematch between Seth frickin' Rollins and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, and in an I Quit match for the SmackDown Women's Championship, we have Ronda Rousey once again challenging the opportunity herself, the Queen Charlotte Flair. That's coming up at WrestleMania Backlash, excuse me. But next week on Raw, a match was supposed to take place last night between the tag team champions Sasha Banks and Naomi and their challengers Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Of course, Rhea was on COVID protocol last night, so she wasn't able to be at the show. And then Theory, no longer Austin Theory, just Theory, will challenge the non-demon version of Finn Balor for the United States Championship. So that's what's going on over in the E. I did not get a chance to watch NXT before I went on the air. I intended to, but I didn't. Apparently, this Rick Steiner thing is continuing with the Gacy's, the Gacy clan. So interesting that they're all these years of no Steiner involvement within WWE, and all of a sudden they are going full bore into he is Rick Steiner's boy. They are involved, and the Hall of Fame ring was involved. So it's just going to be interesting how it plays out going forward with NXT. Of course, tomorrow night is Dynamite. right after the Greg Cherry Show on the Jeff Meacham Network, and of course the Greg Cherry brand. Can't forget Greg Cherry Show on the Greg Cherry brand. And again, by the way, Thursday I'm going to be talking. Let me go ahead and throw the thing up there now because I do want to use my prop here because I do have props today. Thursday we'll be interviewing Jenny Santana, the Hall of Fame daughter of Hall of Famer Tito Santana. Excuse me if I can get my words out right. So, whoops, there goes the beer. I'm not going to open that one. Is there one that's not? No, there's not. Okay, of course not. That'd be too easy. Anyway, so Jenny very graciously sent me not only her T-shirt to wear on Thursday, but also this very handy dandy, if I can get the screen to go off there, beer koozie. So I'm going to enjoy myself a Stone Cold Broken Skull American Lager without spilling it all on my desk. There's always an adventure around here. So cheers to everybody who's watching Talk Wrestling right now. All of you guys, I appreciate that. And again, we appreciate the super chats coming in to get us to watch WrestleMania Backlash and maybe even the May pay-per-view or the June pay-per-view, whatever that's going to be. Because I know July is going to have Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, which we will definitely cover on the Jeff Meacham Network. JJ is in the house. Hello, JJ. Good to see you, brother. Let's see. Let's get to some of the questions since we're going to go ahead and there's really not a whole lot to talk about news-wise. We covered everything on Friday. Marshall's here. Hello, Marshall. Hello, Tashara. Hello, Joey. And yes, rest in peace. Again, Gilbert Gottfried, I wanted to mention at the top because just Aladdin and the voice of Mr. Mississippi, you pointed out on the Superman cartoon. So good job on there, Psycho Jet Black. Thank you for that. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Hollywood responds. We've seen some things come in already. I mean, it's Greg Cherry, God bless him, posted the clip of Hollywood Squares that he was on, the You Fool episode, which is the best episode of the Tom Bergeron, Whoopi Goldberg era. If you haven't seen it, go check out Greg Cherry's tweet about it. It is one of the funniest damn things you ever see in your life. It is an ongoing, never-ending episode of Hollywood Squares because they keep agreeing with Gilbert Gottfried's BS, and it was just a great, great half hour of television. I can't even stress that enough. The rumors about Braun Strowman being returning are, it depends who you ask. I did indeed see the beef with our buddy Buff Bagwell and Mr. Strowman, or Mr. Adam Schaefer, whatever you want to call him today. I did see that. Geez, what a cluster that was. Ken is here. Hello, Ken. Good to see you. Hello, Daniel. Again, you were at Raw, so God bless you for that. And yes, Problem Child is Mr. Peabody. I did mention Mr. Problem Child at the top of the show before I ran the 10 bell. I love Problem Child. I love those movies. I even like the second one. Second one kind of gets a mixed bag, a mixed reaction, if you will, but I enjoy it. Let me take the sip before it gets too. Again, UWW coming up in Vegas on May 21st, and we'll be talking with Jenny Santana, the general manager of that brand, Thursday on the Jeff Meacham Network. So be on the lookout for that. And again, JJ has mentioned it. It's on the ticker below us here, but I'll go ahead and throw it there because JJ eloquently put it here. If we get $100 into super chats or donations by April 30th, we will cover WrestleMania Backlash via watch along over on the Jeff Meacham Network. So that's the little logo right. Nope. There it is. Right there. That little one right there. On May 8th. So April 30th is the deadline, kids. So get the super chats in and we will cover it for you for sure. Actually, it's like I said, Black, this hat is a new addition to the, I guess I haven't worn it very much on the NoDQ side of things, so I do apologize. Anyway, it's something different. I have baseball caps all over the place. I figured I'd try something different. I actually haven't been golfing. God, I've been mini golfing a few times recently, but not out on the links themselves. It's been at least 10 years since I went golfing. Anyway, I had never heard his voice was a work. It's interesting that that's brought up in the chat room, but interesting. Anyway. So, again, I appreciate everybody that was here last week also. I know we ran late. That was completely unintentional. Had traffic and just trying to get back here in time was a mucker feather, as they say in 83 weeks. But we're here now. And so Big G's watching Problem Child 2. I don't remember a female-centric Problem Child. I remember that, no, this is not Slick's hat. Slick didn't rock this quite as lame as I am. So Slick's definitely a Hall of Fame worthy hat wearer. But I don't remember a female only problem child. I remember there's a female. There was a young lady that was introduced in Problem Child 2 that went along with the other the main Problem Child, John Ritter's adopted boy. But I don't remember there being a female only. So there you go. Probably referring to Problem Child 3, which I haven't seen. Problem Child 3, I haven't seen. Home Alone 3, I don't watch anything that doesn't involve the originals as best I can. It's just they're just bad. So anyway, we're getting off into the weeds here as we do on Talk Wrestling. Don't try to, but it ends up happening that way. Anyway, so again, what do you guys think about what's going on with the probable unification? We have Roman Reigns as the undisputed Universal Champion. We have, it looks like, it appears that we're going to have the tag titles unified, and they haven't talked about unifying the IC in the US, but that is, as of now, Finn Balor and Ricochet. So we'll unify those. We've got Charlotte and Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair as the champions right now. Tell me what happens at Backlash. WrestleMania Backlash. I gotta get my terminology right. WrestleMania Backlash. Is it honestly? Are we heading toward unification down the line? And my question is this, and let me, while I do this, I'll answer your question, JJ. Other than Iago, what is my favorite Gilbert Gottfried performance character? It's got to be Peabody in the Problem Child movies, just because I think those are so hysterical. And he did such a great job at being such an obnoxious, like the worst person you would ever expect to be in the adoption department. Like just a horrible person to have in that kind of field, because you literally have kids' lives in your hands and you're just a grade A prick. Just tremendous ha-ha casting there. So my question to everybody regarding the and again, do you have it that soon as Backlash, or do you talk about moving that to Money in the Bank or even SummerSlam? That's what I'm wondering. So my question to everybody is this: we saw that Roman Reigns sent the Usos to Raw to obtain the tag titles. What if we were to end up having an all bloodline unification? I thought about this. I sent an image similar to this to JJ over the last 24 hours or so, but I am curious if they would actually go through with this. Now, bear with me here because there's a lot to unpack here. Usos obviously are in that line because we talked about the Usos being the champions, challenging RK Bro. Naomi is married to an Uso, so she could very easily fill the spot of the Unified Women's Champion. Now, I know people, you can't bring Nia Jax back, got anything but that. I am of the opinion, and I said this, and I mean it, if Nia Jax were to actually have been given the time and worked with properly, right, I think she could be a decent in-ring worker and not be so troublesome and problematic. I think she could do a wonderful job as a co-holder of the tag titles with her fellow bloodline member Tamina. So there's that. And then you have the Usos brothers, Solo. I can never say the last name of it used on NXT. So Sioka. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I apologize. But he's got the same. He's literally of the bloodline directly. He's with the Usos. He's with Roman. So why not? Why not have him be the Intercontinental US champion? Whatever they're going to call that. I'm just throwing that up there. So Dwayne says, with all these unifications, are they doing away with his shakeup or drafts? Again, we don't know about that just yet. With regards to this, it wouldn't surprise me. But again, I am of the opinion that there still should be two distinctive rosters. And I also feel that these unifications are okay, with the exception of the Intercontinental US. I still think it should keep those separate. I know I put the third Uso, if you will, up here on this graphic, but I still maintain that those two titles should be separate and that they should be the top secondary title, or the top title of each brand, with the world champion being the traveling champion, if you will, between the two brands. I do like Awesome Kong, Jay. Ken, excuse me, Jay. Jeez, I'm such how tired I am already. It's barely even 10:20. I'm a fan of Kia. Actually, Kia and I have met a few times over the years. She came out of the EWF school. She is a wonderful lady. And when Kong could go, she could go. And the thing is, her WWE run did not pan out because of a lot of different circumstances that were somewhat beyond her control. Some were not. But I'm thinking Nia would be cultivated properly if she just worked out there. Do I feel that they will have Roman hold for 1,000 days? I mean, what's to stop them at this point? The thing to remember with Roman is this. Until he gets to The Rock, until he gets to WrestleMania, which is, as you saw, 354 days away from right now, tonight, who is left to really give Roman Reigns that distinct, definitive challenge? Yes, Cody is on the WWE roster now. But it's one of those things that Cody needs to be built. And yes, he's Cody Rhodes. He doesn't need a whole lot of pomp and circumstance, right? But it's still Cody. It's still Cody fresh back, not Cody having been there for 6 years, in addition to when he was there before. No, it wouldn't pass. He wouldn't pass Bruno Sammartino if he was champion for 1,000 days. Let me be crystal clear there. Bruno's first reign was 2,800 and something days, almost 8 full years. He won the title in May of 63. He didn't lose it till January of 71. He then regained it in December of 73 and didn't lose it until February of 77. So 4,040 days together, cumulative, but each reign was well over the mark that Roman will hit if he gets to 1,000 days. So let me just put the kibosh on that decision right now. Let's see. So JJ says unify the tag titles at Backlash, the Women's Championship at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. I would be okay with that. What you even could do there, Jay, if you do it at Money in the Bank, is have a champion win the briefcase. I know that seems really like an easy chicken shit way out, but cash in on the other one. There you go. SummerSlam, I think, would be great because Vegas is a high roller town. So there you go. Dwayne, that's a good question. I know Big G put us over 50 yesterday. I think we're just over 50, like 50 and a little bit of change. So thank you again, Big G, if you're still watching. We appreciate that $5 yesterday. So as James lamented last night on Ask the Dads, whoa, we're halfway there. Backlash is a scare, and that's a living on the prayer. By the great Bon Jovi. So we are over halfway, Dwayne, and you are a huge part of that. Thank you for your many donations last week. He got us the majority of the 45 we had going into last night. So Dwayne is our hero, and he is James's villain, to say the very least. Cody's entrance is epic. I'm okay with either or. The Cody Vader, as they've called it on social media, was cool last week. And the pyro was cool last night, although Miz, of course, got to do Miz things. By the way, on next week's Ask the Dads on Monday, JJ sent me some cool pictures, and I'll go ahead and slip the teaser out there now. From attending PWG, from attending UPW and seeing a certain bad guy and a certain awesome 2-time Grand Slam champion at UPW. Further proof that we were misfits longer than anybody. So there you go. We will check that out on next week Ask the Dad. So stay tuned for that on Monday night. I hope WWE doesn't do what New Japan did to their world champion. It's WWE's belt or best of WWE except for Ginger. Ginger. I call him Ginger Mahal. Isn't that awful? Okay. So I don't mind with the unification, but they need to continue the lineage of the WWE Heavyweight Championship, not the Universal, because as Joey says, the WWE Championship is held by some of the greats. Over here, you got Hogan, Austin, Undertaker, Flair, our Rob Van Dam, my buddy over here too. I got a little figure thing over here. I hope that they keep it lineage. So I can't even imagine them not continuing the line of the WWE channel. Oh my God. Wow. I am verklempt. I'm not even going to lie. Dwayne with the deal sealer. Oh my God. Wow. thank you so much, Dwayne. I don't know what to say. We are live for Backlash. There you go. There it is. It is official. My goodness. I think you did the wrong chat though. Yeah, Dwayne, you actually put the chat in Aaron's, which is fine for Aaron. But I think you did on Aaron's. Let me just double check here. So let me just see here real quick. I'm gonna see. Yeah, it does. Okay, so it's not on mine. So bear with me here. I know we're live, folks. I'm just trying to. It's getting to low, which is always the adventure around here. Yeah, Dwayne, you put it on Aaron's. So I'm gonna have Aaron for me that 50. But either way, thank you so much, Dwayne. I appreciate it. That was awesome, dude. Thank you so much. And yes, Dwayne, you did get the Chat Boy set out last week on Friday night and Open Mic Night. So go back out and check out Open Mic Night. But thank you again. This is the query with doing stuff on multiple channels that we get mixed up on where we're super chatting. But again, thank you so much, Dwayne. I'll definitely talk to Aaron in the morning about getting me that super chat sent over to me. That'd be good for Aaron for now, but I definitely got to get that over to me. Okay, so Bruno Backlund, great champ, and yes, I was actually looking up the numbers when I saw the super chat and it threw me off completely. Let me just quick here. List of WWE champions. Yeah, that didn't work at all. There we go. Okay, so for the record, let me go ahead and because I know that Wikipedia doesn't always tell the absolute truth, but with Bruno's they do. 2,803 and 1,237 for Bruno's championship runs. So there you go. Let's see. They never turned gender babyface because he didn't need to be babyface. I don't know if it's because he's a foreign heel necessarily. Yes, the WWF championship counts because that was the same championship lineage all the way from April of '63 when Buddy Rogers was champion, Dwayne, all the way down to today with the current champion, of course, being the NXT champion Roman Reigns. Actually, I'm going to call Aaron right now before I forget. See if he'll answer. Hang on a second. He may have to turn stuff off because of went to voicemail. Let me just do it live, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. He's got shit silenced. All right. Well, damn it. Hang on one second. I gotta get a hold of him. Let him know this like right now. So I don't know if they were baby faces during 3MB. I don't think that was a thing. I mean, I could be wrong. Aaron has notifications turned off, but please let him know that super chat for $50 was for Talk Wrestling, and that was supposed to be on my channel. The super chat lever just goofed by mistake. Okay, anyway. Let's see what we got here. Yes, I don't think they're a babyface. Anyway, let's see. So, hey, you know what? It's one of those where I know that's accurate at least there. He's a little smart aleck. Anyway, it wasn't Siri, actually. I was just doing talk to text. I don't use Siri. I definitely don't do that. Let's see. No, and that's the thing. Sapboy's not always around to do the stats. And Twain, it's fine. Like I said, Aaron will get me the money. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. Aaron, and I have at least 21 live witnesses right now saying that the $49.99, the $50 was supposed to go to the Jeff Meacham Network chat, and now there's an inbox in the wife's there's a message in the wife's inbox saying as such. So it's okay. Don't worry about it, Drake. You're good, brother. Like I said, we got it. We got the goal. That was the important thing, and you did it, and I appreciate it very much. So now I can start plugging next month, which was kind of another thing I wanted to do tonight anyway. So we'll definitely get into that tomorrow on the Greg Cherry Show. I can make my commercial for May now because it's official. We're still working out another thing for our Thursday show to replace basically nothing. But cheers to Dwayne. Everybody, if you've got some sort of drink or some sort, even you got water there, raise your glass, raise your beer can, raise your whatever for Dwayne. And don't forget to check out Dwayne Atkinson, whatever he provides you with content. Or hell, just join him and watching me every week. Cheers to you, buddy. We appreciate it very, very much. All right. So, totally throw me off there. Anyway, again, I'm not necessarily against the unification of the championships because this actually is a pretty cool thing you could have here. But again, I don't necessarily think they should take the Intercontinental and U.S. championships and take them off being on just one show. They should definitely be on one on each show. That way you have a clear-cut top guy in the territory, like because back in the territory days, you'd have a guy on each, in each local federation as the NWA champion, traveled around the country, traveled around the world, and defended against or challenged Ric Flair, Harley, Dusty, whoever would come in at that point. But they would be they'd be put over themselves just enough where they would look like they almost had Flair or whoever beat. That way they would stay the strong, dominant territory champion going in. And again, JJ makes a great point on the super chats. Do not stop there. Just because we hit the goal does not mean we can't put that money toward, other. I mean, clearly I'm having equipment issues still because I still got the fuzzies here. So anything you guys can donate will help. And I sound like a freaking the mooch, right? You guys just called me the mooch back in the NoDQ days, so we'll go ahead and keep that going. But please, guys, whatever you can, whenever you can, is greatly appreciated. So, Cody, I know you're going to have that after party coming up in AEW in New Orleans. Anybody you want to get from AEW to contact me or have you contact them for me for them, please. Anybody on the roster is welcome on this show, on this channel, on my channel, anytime they want to come on. Like I said, I've got Jenny Santana coming up. I've got a lot of stuff in the works, right? But nothing definitive. So please, guys, get the word out there. I know AEW is going to be huge Toronto, New Orleans. They're going to be here in June in Inglewood at the fabulous Forum, which I get to go home. I'm so happy to get to see the Forum again. It's been many, many years. So yeah, please encourage everybody to come on down. RK Bro might win the unification match since their chemistry has yes. And again, that wouldn't surprise me, Ken, in the slightest. But I will say this. I honestly think that I still maintain the bloodline to be a better way to go. But, again, I've been wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. And I would love Max to be on the show for a lot of reasons, some of which I'm not allowed to disclose. But it'd be cool to have MJF on an interview with good old JM because apparently there's a long-standing association there that I was not aware of until very, very recently. So please, MJF, anybody that wants to do an interview is welcome to come on the show, come on my show. So please come on in. Definitely Brian. Love to see Brian back. Scorpio Sky, definitely the Bucks. And again, I'm going to try to get these guys in June in Inglewood, but if you can kind of put the bug in their ear, Zach, I'm saying Cody, but it's our buddy Zach down in New Orleans. Anybody that was at PWG with us, or when I was a fan there, Sky, Danielson, the Bucks, CM Punk would be cool to talk to. Just anybody honestly for me, and this is where I feel that the NoDQ side of things made a mistake years ago, is that I'm welcome to have anybody that is willing to talk to little old me for even 5 minutes about their wrestling career, their fandom of wrestling, whatever they want to talk about within the context of talking to myself, because I am so appreciative of things like that. It's so very cool for me to have that kind of what do you call it? Opportunity to talk to the guys like that. And no, Max isn't the only guy ever to kayfabe in public. Roddy did to a point. Roddy was always good with JJ and I over the years. Me and Gene actually was on NoDQ, our old audio show back in 2003, a couple of different episodes. He previewed Bad Blood 03 with us, along with the notorious Brian Alvarez, if you can believe that. And then he was on just as a solo interview. So he'd be great to have back on if he was still around, obviously. But yeah, Piper, same thing. Piper's one of my regrets, definitely. Jeff and CM Punk, yes, especially since the Kings are playing the Blackhawks right now as we speak. I check the score. Thank you for reminding me, Jay. Los Angeles Kings versus Chicago Blackhawks. Hey, 4-1 in the third. I love it. Go Kings, go. Yay, Kings. Anyway, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I want to see you interview Orange Cassidy. Okay. So those all could be very possible, Psycho Jet Black, because I did get to talk to every single one of some sort of part of those groups or people on the Jericho cruise. Cassidy's down. Again, it would be pretty much an hour of this, but whatever. Danhausen, I only got to interact with briefly on the ship, and he is every bit the trip he seems to be on television. The Dark Order would be cool. Dark Order would be really cool to have. I saw a lot of those guys over on the Jericho cruise, and they're wonderful guys, and they're such fans, and we all loved Brody so much. It'd be cool to see. And the Gun Club, we kind of gave Billy and his ass boys a lot of grief on the cruise, so that'd be great too. Sky Blue would be wonderful. Sky Blue is supposed to be over at I thought she was going to be on the WWE show. She's not, as it turns out, but I would have loved to have Sky Blue on. Please talk to her about being on the show. She's a wonderful wrestler, great personality, in ring and out of the ring. So yes, definitely Sky Blue. And yes, Jungle Boy. Yes, Jungle Boy all the way. Jungle Boy Jack, please. A lot of history there with his real life father's television father, now 210. And if you can make the connection, you know who I'm talking about. Our friend Josh Taylor. Negative one, I don't know about interviewing, only because of it's interviewing the kids is always a challenge, but up to his family, I'll put it that. Anna J be cool. She was super sweet on the cruise. Very, very lovely young lady. That'd be cool to see her come on the show. And I don't know if he's a hockey. I know he's a hockey fan. I know he's definitely a Chicago Blackhawks fan. Being from Chicago, he and AJ have gone to many a Blackhawks game. Actually, there's a video. I don't know if it's still out there or not. JJ, maybe you can find this out for me. There's a viral video of our mascot here in LA, the LA Kings mascot, Bailey, attacking Punk during an interview with our in-arena personality, Carlin Baith. So, yeah, the CM Punk hockey connection is definitely big. So big that when my dad was at the All-Star game back in 2017, he and Punk had a conversation independent of me. I wasn't even there. I was told, I was not there, but I was told that Punk recognized the last name from my dad and was very willing and very open to signing his autograph on one of my dad's business cards. I actually have it as a bookmark for AJ Lee's book. It's at the other house, still packed up, ready to come over here. But yeah, so the connection is definitely there. As far as interviewing from the women's division, Britt, Rebel, Anna J, Statlander, all of them, like every single one of them, because I think they are just amazing ladies, and they are arguably the best singularly contained women's division within wrestling right now. They are just a tremendous group of young ladies, and I think that with better booking, they would be even more awesome than they already are. If I ever interviewed Brian Pillman Jr., I hope I can he get involved. Dwayne, I loved his dad so much. I have so many questions. Again, Pillman Jr. would be great. We have such love for Owen Hart and for the Hart family on this channel that I would be honored to interview Pillman and talk about his dad and the Hart connection. Hey, anything's possible, Psycho. I did not appear directly on Chris's podcast, but when he aired he on Talk is Jericho, he aired the audio of his moderating the panel of women with Jazz and Medusa and Britt Baker on the cruise. I was in the audience for that, so that was a cool moment for me as a fan personally. Zach, let us know, brother, because JJ's got a schedule coming up, and you've seen my schedule, so let us know, my friend. Jay Tay and Eddie Kingston would also be both very cool to have on the Jade Cargill, Ty Conti, and Eddie Kingston all the way. Eddie would be interesting because he and I didn't get along very well back in the day, but hopefully that wouldn't be a thing. And for everybody asking, the video of CM Punk and our King's mascot Bailey is on Punk's YouTube channel. So there you go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. I know it's only been 40 minutes, but and again, I interviewed people from the NWA in the past. It was kind of it was a different NWA back then. It wasn't under Billy's watch, except for I interviewed Tim Storm after the first match with him and Nick Aldis. So I'm open for any interview that any company will grant me. I really am, and that's a bold thing to say, but it is the truth. So and again, that the WTC thing is just that. It is the WTC is Greg's thing. I don't know what he's doing as far as the World Championship, but the Jack of all Trades Championship is actually going to be dependent 1 week from Thursday live on the Greg Cherry brand channel. So maybe for the May Jack of all Trades match, we can get you involved, Wayne. Get in contact with Greg. I'll try to work from my end, and we will do our best. All right, so we're going to go and do the plugs, which usually means in NoDQ there's going to be more shit coming my way. So bear with me, guys. Again, super chats are your friend, but anyway, of course, you're watching NoDQ, so continue to say yes to NoDQ.com. They've got the breaking news. They've got reviews and recaps of WWE and AWTV. The NoDQ review itself, which is every Thursday, unless there's something else going on. And, of course, okay, let me go back on screen here so I can wave hi to my niece. Hi, hello, Miss Alana. Glad you got to see. I wish I could see it for real. Maybe we'll talk to Uncle Jay after. Anyway, so yes, of course, it is NoDQ. There's so much great content on the NoDQ side of things, the awards, the Hall of Fame, and you can find them all across social media. Mondays, of course, as it was yesterday, was Ask the Dads. Mondays at 7 o'clock, 4 Eastern, on the Casa channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, so be on the lookout for that. You can come back here a week from tonight for another simulcast of Talk Wrestling, which we appreciate, especially with the Super Chats coming like it did. Thank you again, Dwayne, so much. Very, very appreciative. Wednesdays, of course, tomorrow night is the Greg Cherry Show, each and every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific on the Greg Cherry brand and on the Jeff Meacham Network. Again, Thursday coming up is our interview with Jenny Santana of UWW, Ultimate Women of Wrestling. She will be talking about the upcoming card. And as we've stated, since she left us last time back in March, she apparently is not going to be alone. So curious how that plays out Thursday night, excuse me. Friday night, Dads, the official Dads Knives and Wrestling show returns on tax day. Dun, dun, dun. It also could be spring cleaning day, as it has been the last 2 years. May God be with the WWE superstars and employees. Good Lordy. But it also is Jackie Robinson Day in the world of baseball. So JJ and I will have our top 10 all-time favorite baseball players lists coming up on Friday night. Next week, again, more Ask the Dads, more Talk Wrestling, more Greg Cherry Show. Thursday, the 21st, we will have the Jack of all Trades Championship match, again, live on the Greg Cherry brand at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific, prior to the start of the day of wrestling as far as Impact Wrestling, the NoDQ review, and everything of that. A week from Saturday, that's April 23rd, coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, we will have our coverage of Rebellion from Impact Wrestling. That is going to be live on pay-per-view. You can catch it on Fight TV for the actual in-ring stuff. Commentary, again, you're more welcome to listen to Fight TV, but you can also very easily catch us over at the Jeff Meacham Network with our coverage. Again, James will, I think, be there. Noah said he would try to be there because he's a fan of Impact as well. So that's coming up on the 23rd. Let's see what we got here. Then the 28th on Thursday night, we have the return to YouTube period of Stat Boy Rants. That's the precursor to the return of Stat Boy Sportswear coming up in September, of course, on the Costa side of things. But that will be coming up on the 28th with a Stat Boy's rant on whatever he feels like about. It's his show. The 29th, of course, another episode of Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, and that will be our top 10 Backlash matches. And as determined tonight, thanks to our buddy Dwayne Atkinson, we will now officially be covering WrestleMania Backlash with live watch-along reactions on Sunday night, May 8th at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. That is exclusively on the Jeff Meacham Network side of things, so be on the lookout for that. I did forget one little piece of news, and I totally did not put this in the right place on my list here, so that's 100% my bad. But I did want to congratulate the United Kingdom and our friends over there for finally getting a stadium show sent over to them by the WWE. They'll be going there in September. It's the first stadium WWE show in the United Kingdom since SummerSlam back in August 92. So it'll be by that point over 30 years. So congratulations, everybody in Wales and the greater United Kingdom for finally getting WWE stadium activity back in your area. Again, you saw at the top of the show, we are officially on ProWrestlingTees.com/Jeff Meacham Network with that shirt right there. You see the official Jeff Meacham Network logo shirt, but everything else on our merchandise side of things, including all of my shirts, including the Casa de Teen Studio shirts, including Stat Boy shirts, and so much more at our spring store at merch.jeffmeachamnetwork.com. Could get the slash in there. Long story. Google was not happy with me last night. So, and again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the super chat, especially Dwayne with the 50. My God. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate everybody being here tonight. And yes, as JJ says, buy this shirt. Matter of fact, buy all the darn shirt. There it is, merch.jeffmeachamnetwork.com. And of course, over at Pro Wrestling Tees/Jeff Meacham Network. Buy every shirt you can find, guys. Thank you all very, very much for your time tonight. We will see you tomorrow again for the Greg Cherry Show. If I can get the comment to go away. Sorry. I don't know why I'm having issues. All right. The Greg Cherry Show is our next outing tomorrow night over at the Greg Cherry brand and on the Jeff Meacham Network. So thank you all again so very much. This is Talk Wrestling with Jeff Meacham, which makes me good old JM himself, Jeff Meacham. We will see you guys tomorrow night and next week right here on Talk Wrestling on the Costume Studios, on the Greg Cherry brand, on NoDQ.com, the originator, and right here, Jeff Meacham Network.